Jesus, I've got a number. Oh.
Dude, look at the... Dude, look at
No way. I felt it when I'm driving. I'm like, oh.
Did you hear a crunch?
My pad shouldn't have... No, I just... I did, but I slammed on the brakes and it kind of gave way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We're looking at this Ford Ranger. Got called out because he wants some brake pads and his drive shaft CVs to be pulled out and replaced. Rocked up, and unfortunately he's going to need a little bit more than that. Let's check it out. So there's a bit of oil leaking everywhere, and we're thinking, what's going on here? Now we all know Rangers leak, but that's going on. But we're not here for the engine oil leaks. We're looking at why this wheel is covered in brake fluid, and I think we already know why. We're down to metal on metal. Here is the split in the CV. Just change the boot, you say. Nah, that needs to be ripped apart. It is absolutely destroyed. So this vehicle is going to need a full bleed of the system. We're also going to need to get new rotors for it because he didn't have rotors, and as you can see the rotors are damaged. But what I'm going to do first before I leave is pull off the wheel on the side that it's leaking. Just to do a quick carnage report to make sure that the brake caliper is not completely stuffed. Oh, that feels average. All right, let's pull this off. There's so much metal in here. Oh yeah, look at that. It's just covered in it. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of carnage going on back here. Look at how much thinner the inside of the rotor is. Crazy. And there's that CV. So with these kinds of jobs, essentially, when you know there's a bunch of stuff already damaged, you just come in to do what you're paid to do, which is essentially get the brakes working so it's safe to drive from the perspective of being able to stop. All right, let's pull the caliper off and have a look. Oh, fuck. That's gnarly. The whole friggin' piston's destroyed. The whole piston's been destroyed. That's crazy. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's just pissing out. Full on explosion. Gonna need a new caliper, unfortunately. Oh yeah. That is why when it goes squeak, you pull over or you call me and I'll come fix it, because if it goes squeak, then grind, and then quiet, it's about to go boom. God damn. So suppose I gotta tell him the bad news. So yeah, your caliper's fucked, dude. It's like exploded. Just broken one of the pistons in the actual caliper. Long story short, you need a new caliper. There ain't no putting a band-aid on this thing, so I can make a few phone calls and see what the fuck's going on.
See what we can do. Jesus, I've got a number. Oh.
Dude, look at the... Dude, look at
No way. I felt it when I'm driving. I'm like, oh.
Did you hear a crunch?
My pad shouldn't have... No, I did, but I slammed on the brakes and it kind of gave way. Like it slid, and my missus was following me, and I said, oh, I think I just lost brake for a second there. It just slid. I lost all traction, and then I drove about 10 more meters up the road, just ding, 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 ding. I just hear it on the ground.
Dude, look at this.
Car,
dude,
like,
hold on, dude. Look at how much thinner that is than that.
Oh, I know. Don't hate me.
No, it's all man.
Like...
But this shit happens. Don't hate too much in the comments. These things happen to Ranger owners. That's how it goes.
We like to drive them. We don't like to put them together and fix them.
All right, I'm going to make some calls and see if I can't get this guy a caliper today, get him back on the road, because we got to do a full bleed of the system. We got to chuck a caliper on. We got to get some rotors. We got to get some pads and get the shit going. All right, one sec. So, new caliper. I got to get for the dude. 2 rotors, bleed the system. And it should be sweet, because I checked that other side and it was nowhere near as bad. That's crazy, hey? The fucking caliper, the piston in the caliper has exploded. There you go. All right, I'm going to go grab the parts. clean as I'm going to get it. It's quite stained, but it's not too bad. So clean up both sides, chuck the slide pins back in with new grease. Alright, so this turned out pretty good. Obviously would be nice to get new hardware, but the hardware's definitely usable, didn't really take too much of a hit anyway. So I'm going to put this to the side and change this brake rotor. See how thin that is? Oh yeah, oh look at that. So that's why we're changing it. So I'll clean up this a bit and then chuck the new rotor on. I'll be chucking a little bit of anti-seize on the face of this hub so we don't have any issues with the rotor sticking in the future. Reinstall the new rotor. Chuck on a lug nut because this will just help installation of the caliper. Speaking of caliper, here we go. I mean, the difference is apparent. Actually, we're going to reinstall this brake caliper mounting bracket first. The customer is supplying these pads, so that's what we'll be using. So you guys know the drill, touch of grease, and on the back of these it even says inside left, so make sure it moves freely so you don't have any issues. This is brake parts grease too, if anyone wants to know, from Bendix. Not sponsored, I just use their stuff. That's it. Boom. Alright, let's throw this brake caliper on. So it's way easier to install the caliper and the line with the actual caliper mounted up. Make sure the surface of this brake line is very clean. It doesn't have any shit on it. It's not burnt up. Nothing's going to get in the way. 2 new copper washers. Pull this thing out here. First copper washer, chuck it on top. 3, second copper washer, chuck it on. Now, do not go crazy tightening this. Just want to make it snug because you'll rip the threads out of the alloy there and maybe a quarter turn. Done, that's it. If it's leaking, tighten it up more. Alright, so I'm going to jump on that side. Do the same thing. I don't think anything was wrong with the caliper on that side. I'm going to bleed the system, and then if there's time, I'll rip these drive shafts out. I know I said I wouldn't record this, but we will because we're going to do it like this. 1, 2, 3. Alright, this side's done. Nowhere near as bad. The pistons had some fluid behind them, so I'll get the pressure bleeder going and start bleeding everything. So I'm going to fill the brake reservoir up, pump the brake pedal a few times, and then chuck the pressure bleeder on it. I only did the front first because I wanted to get air out of those lines because there was air in the other piston, so I don't know how far the air traveled, but I'm going to go to the back. Camera on me.
Yep.
Alright, gone for a spin, customers, the cameraman. It feels really good actually to me, and that's why he's got me to drive. It's not making any weird noises, anything like that. Nope. I'm going to get him to drive it, and then probably shouldn't take off in second, but this is a weapon of the vehicle.
Ah, she's alright.
So yeah, sorry about the lighting, but I'm going to take it for a spin, make sure it all feels good. I'm going to get him to, wrong street, get him to jump in and go for a spin in a second because I'm just going to burn off this geomat finish. Alright, Customer's driving now. Just bed the brakes in, all the rest of this, that, the other. Initial thoughts?
Oh, mate, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Look at it.
There you go, mate. That's what happens when you have the fucking experts doing the job.
It's good. Look at that. It brakes.
It actually stops. That's a win right there.
That's the win, bro. You done well.
All right. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm not going to record the CV thing because it's just way too dark and it'll just be shit house for you guys to watch. So anyway, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Check out the other stuff. If you want to get in contact with me, hit up this Facebook page here. But other than that, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.